Hello. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 197. As you notice, Mark isn't here. He might be here later, but it's looking unlikely.
Oh dear.
Oh
Do you know
dear.
what? It's so weird because I haven't heard you introduce the show for so long. I was like a news anchor. Like,
I mean, I could do it like it's one of my videos.
it was so serious. Yeah.
How do you do it as one of your videos? Go
Yeah,
on.
actually, that's what I want to know. How do you normally introduce the podcast as well, Chandler?
Okay, so I'll do mine, and then
You do
Chandler
yours,
does
then
his.
Chandler does this, and then I'll do
Right,
mine.
so my one would be, good evening, fellow vapors. This is Cass, and welcome back to another juice review. There we go.
I like that. Well, what's yours, Chandler? What's your
What episode number are we on now?
197.
197. Hello and welcome to episode 197 of the Vape Talk UK show on a Tuesday night. My name is Chandler, and as usual, I am joined by Kaz and Chris.
I like it.
Yeah.
Can we do the whole show like WWE presenters?
Yeah, I was gonna say he reminded me of those fucking, what was it, Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
The red corner.
See, mine's obviously mine's not vape related, but it goes there. Hello, guys, and welcome to another UK Card Club card review video. I'm not going to go into the rest of the spiel because usually I have to prepare myself for that. I have to remember what cards they are, who they're made by. Otherwise,
So come on, tweak it slightly and introduce the show as if you were doing it in the style of the Card Club.
So, hello, guys, and welcome to another Vape Talk UK episode. With today, we're going to be looking at skanky tramps at expos, pretty much.
Sometimes if I have a video that's not a juice review, but it's something weird, I'll be like, and welcome to another vape review. And it'll be, or another hardware review.
Try and change it, don't you? The trouble is, I always want to say good evening, and then I realise it's like a podcast, so I've kind of got to make it a generic. I can't say good morning, good evening, good afternoon because it's time related on a podcast just doesn't work.
Oh, do you know how much of a pain in the ass is trying to sync up 2 or 3 different things? So I tried following Cass's instruction on how to merge 2 videos. So I unboxed this package I got, and it had over 300 decks of cards in it. So I thought I'm just going to do a fast forward montage. So I had my missus's phone pointed at the box and mine phone pointed at a table, and I was sort of simultaneously going through them. And I'd done this clap that Cass told me to do, but then one of my kids started copying me. So there was about 6 claps, and I didn't know which fucking one I had to line up with which.
See, I like it when I'm doing like top-down videos because it doesn't have to be in line with anything. It's when I'm doing the face ones, you're like 3, 2, 1, and then you get it right, and then you go down right into the little audio and line it up perfectly. And even then, it's still not quite right because you got the difference between the phone being 3 feet further away than the microphones. You have to adjust for that. Anyway.
Well, the problem I had was trying to cut the 2 videos at the same time. And in the end, because all the time I was speaking doing it, I just fast forwarded it. So I had to then record a voiceover, but I had to do it and try and do it in time with this rapid montage.
Oh, just do a bloody podcast. You only have to bother about the audio then.
Yeah, and even you get that wrong.
Yeah, even I fuck that up.
Yeah, but it doesn't really have much of a content if I'm going, a pack of playing cards, another pack of playing cards, another pack of playing cards. No one can hear what I'm saying. No one can see what I'm showing them.
Apparently, Mark's just fired us all for our terrible intros.
Oh my god, he's not supposed to be watching. This is we're supposed to be able to be talking about him without him knowing. Shit.
No, he's having
that's scuppered half of the content.
He's having his yearly blowjob, so he can type and watch, but he just can't be involved yet.
Okay, fair enough.
So, Chris, what are you vaping on?
Oh, I'm doing something interesting tonight. So I'm vaping on the Orion with 50 milligram salts in it.
Yeah.
I also
not surprised at that one.
But I also was watching the TYV podcast from yesterday, and with footage, Chandler, and yeah, Max was on there, and he's been a good friend of mine for about 4 years now. And when I was going to all the expos, me and him would always share a room, and do you know what I mean? And it was I just missed him a lot. So I decided, in homage to him, to crack out a 3-year-old bottle of thick oil. This is before 120s were even being sold in the country.
Thick oil.
Yeah.
Look at the colour of that.
So this is before 120s even existed. The only things you could buy was 10s and 30s. Then they come out with 120s, and now they're going back to 10s and 30s. But yeah, so there was no bottles, so I don't even know where he sourced these bottles from, but he made these and sent these over for us. And I've got that in a series box.
Ooh,
with my Instagram handle on the side. How fancy is that?
that's well
Very
fun.
nice.
And this is like one of the first ever plastiques to be made, like one of the first 10. And on that, I've got the Death Trap. But I like the Death Trap. Channy, you might like this.
Huh?
One coil.
Single coil.
One big fuck off coil.
Nice.
And yeah, it's pretty big. And I've had to put a bag over my smoke detector that my father-in-law made me put above in here. They come in. My mother-in-law actually come in and stuck it up when we were away.
She does know that you vape in there, presumably. No? Yes.
Oh, I use this still normally, so there's no real worry about it. But this thing, they're like with a single coil as well, bearing in mind.
They're mental RDAs, the fact they're single coil.
Whoa. What's the RDA called?
The Death Trap.
Death Trap.
Mm-hmm.
Can you squonk with it, or is it just a dripper?
I mean, to be fair, the juice well's so big, you could put about... Look, I'll show you. Yeah, I'll fill up the juice well. Can you see my liquid? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
That's the juice well full.
That's immense.
I'm not actually going to keep all that in there. But yeah, that's probably... Yeah, look, you'll probably see a bit coming out. That's about, I'd say, a good 6-7 mil of juice.
Nuts.
And that's in the RDA. That's in an RDA. That's insane, right?
Single coil RDA. Yeah. Looks quite airy, though.
It can be completely restricted down.
Ah!
And there's 2 little secret holes at the back that you can
I have heard only good things about them, to be fair.
How old is it? How old is it as an RDA? Is it a new one, old one?
A couple of years. This is serial number like 45 or something. This is one of the first ones we ever sold to the public. I think I actually bought this one. Yeah, so I'd say 2 years. Me and Mark had a stand. Well, we were on Dale's stand that year. So whatever year that was, 2017 maybe.
Mm.
Okay.
Chandler.
Yes.
Your turn.
My turn. All right. Okay. I was just getting my juice bottle out that I was vaping on.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
I should probably do that also.
Rather than be too quick. Right. I've
still got it.
You still got it. Bless you. Where's the logo on that? Is it going to focus? Is it bod? Stop.
It's not.
Me.
Put your hand behind it. There we go.
There we go.
This
is the E-Cig Bombus. Can you see the B type thing?
That is the fucking shittest name.
It is a terrible name. Why didn't they call it the Bee or the Hornet or something?
They should have done, but it is something related to bees, and I now can't remember what the hell it is.
Honestly, that is the shittest name since Vupu.
But yeah, that's the E-Cig Bombus. Basically, it's a single coil RTA. Got it from. It's got the fancy.
They're trying to be sophisticated about it.
Yeah,
bees are in the Bombus genus.
There you go. So it's got the fill ports on the top. You unscrew it, it opens those holes, and you just pour your juice in there, which I thought would be rather messy, but actually isn't.
Diddy's been raving about that, actually.
It's 18 quid. 18 quid I paid for it at Expo. And it did come with a little bit of a bubble glass to increase it, because it comes 2 mil otherwise. I think it takes it up to about 3.5. Single coil. It's a bit loud when you vape on it.
It's quite turbulent.
I just nearly said the dumbest thing I think I've said in weeks. So I nearly said, bloody hell, yours is louder from there than mine is here. We're on fucking audio. What a fucking dumb thing that would be.
Yeah.
Like, lucky I didn't say that. Hey, what a moron.
And you just said it. So, yeah, I've got the airflow. You've got 3 holes there. I've got one closed.
Is that what you say? Oh, it's still going off.
Wait. Oh no, he's turned his camera off. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, but he's left his audio on, which is even better.
Shall I mute him?
It'd be right. It'd be fine. So yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with this bombus. It is 18 quid. It's not brilliant, but it is not actually bad. You need to make sure the wicks are thinned out. Other than that, I did have some issues wicking to start with, but I think I've got it sorted. It seems to be behaving itself now. So if you want a cheap RTA, you can't go wrong. It's all right. And I've got strawberry shortcake from Alpha Labs. In that,
very nice.
Which is very nice.
I saw their stand and it looked really pretentious, so I sort of ignored them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I would actually say they're the least pretentious. They don't do anything. I don't mean this in a bad way. They don't do anything particularly fancy, but what they do quite well.
See, I tried sweet FA juice this year.
Sorry about that. Just sneezing on live while I'm presenting to everyone.
Yep.
So yeah, my other tank, I've got the. Oh look, it focused quite nicely that time. Did you see?
That was smooth.
It was smooth, wasn't it? I'm now not going to move it. No, too late. It's gone. I've got the Berserker 1.5 Mini, which again I got from Expo. Very disappointed that they didn't come with the glass with the metal tank, the section that goes on there.
I bet you're well happy with that drip tip.
But I love that drip tip. I really do like.
Is it ripped for your pleasure?
It is. It's very
It's a bit like that geezer that sticks his mod up his dog.
We'll get to that. Shh, save it.
So yeah, actually, yeah, quite impressed with it as it is. Just a little upset. I wanted it to have the full metal jacket as it was, and it didn't come with it. So I have sent a message to Vandy Vape because I want to know whether. I don't know whether it's because it's TPD compliance, whether UK versions will not have them, because that is kind of the impression I've got because it's not in that box. The box that it came with had got the picture of it with the tank on and everything. There we go. So that is what it should look like.
Amazing.
It looks great, doesn't it?
That looks a lot better than it does currently.
Yeah, I'm looking at that thinking that is what I wanted. And the contents on the back says it includes the metal. Includes the metal 1x metal cap. So everything on the box kind of implies that the cap comes with it.
Was it empty inside when you got it? Like it was an empty space?
It was. Yeah, I'm assuming this bit comes out, and that would be where that would be where the metal cap goes.
So they've been too lazy to change their packaging for TPD.
So I'm assuming, I mean, I've stripped the packaging and gone, is it hiding underneath? But no, it's not. And it does come with some additional drip tips. So you have got an Ultim little nub that I could swap out, or a full-on black massive thing. But
you can use that in the bedroom.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good for stretching, apparently.
So I've just put fresh batteries in now. These batteries, I have no idea what they were sitting at. These ones are sitting at about 4 volts. Fucking hell, I'm not ready for this, boys.
Right, go on then.
Awesome.
And Chris is gone. So, Kaz, what are you vaping on?
Holy fuck balls.
Right. I had a very, very successful trip to Expo. So I've got.
Here we go. We've got about 15 things now, haven't we?
Nah, it's not too bad. I've got my trusty Gusto.
Ooh.
I've got a trusty mini fit, and I actually picked up a second one of these. I did mean to get a second one, but I didn't mean to get it for what I got it for. But I've got a bronze version of this, which I'm a little bit scared to take out the packaging and use because this is fine at the moment. And I've got my squid with the original Berserker on top, sans metal glass. My pickups were, so basically I went over to this motor stand. I started talking to the bloke because I used to have a Minikin V2 that broke. The ribbon cable that attaches to the touchscreen ripped and died. So I was talking to him and I said, well, how much are you selling them for? And he was like, well, I'll do you a special deal. Tell me how much you want to pay for it. And I was like, right.
£2.
Well, no, I said, okay, fair enough. What do you mean? And he goes, well, you give me an offer and I have to say yes. And he was like, but I like to think that there's still some honor in people. And I sat there for a minute. I thought, how cheeky do I want to be about this?
Do you know how much he was asking for initially?
No, he wasn't asking for an amount.
No, but what was the actual price? Do you know?
No idea. Absolutely no idea.
Oh, right. So there was not even a...
Minikins are about 50, 60 quid, aren't they?
They still wholesale for over 40.
What is it? A Minikin
V2. Yeah. So
the one with the slidey touchy bastard.
Yeah, exactly. But I loved that mod. It worked really well. It had great battery life, and it just
should have asked Mark for his. He fucking hates it.
Well, so I said to the bloke, I was like, all right, how cheeky can I get away with? I went, you know what, sod it. I'll give you a tenner for it. And he went, okay, what colour do you want? So I bought a brand new Minikin V2 for a tenner, and so did Diddy. Now, the tank that's on top, I actually bought this later in the day. This is the Dog RTA.
Wait, so you actually only paid a tenner?
I literally paid a tenner, brand new sealed unit.
I'm not impressed. I'm shocked at how much of a cheap ass you are. Yeah. I would have been more inclined to pay closer to retail, given the option to actually pay fuck all.
I mean, if he was going to put the offer out there, I'd have been stupid not to take it. I had a lot of people say, well, why don't you just give him a quid for it? But I was like, well, I didn't want to be that cheeky.
I watched, I was listening to the radio the other day, and they were talking about sayings and like mottos that people live by. And one of the people were ringing in or texting in their quotes, and one of them said that their dad's motto in life was, if it's free, I'll have two.
Amazing.
And that's exactly what comes to my head when you said you gave him a tenner, you cheeky bastard.
Well, I got that.
I like that.
I went back later in the day because I thought...
Did you offer him a quid for that tank?
No, I tried, but I'll tell you about that in a second. So I needed... my main rebuildable tank is a Petrie V2 RTA, and I wanted something to replace that. So I thought, okay, I'll give this a try. And this actually came highly recommended from Diddy. He was like, yeah, they've had great reviews. I reckon you should get it. So I asked him, I was like, how much is it? And he was like, oh, they're 20 quid. So I was like, bang it, pick it up. And it came, you know how normally when you get coils, pre-wrap coils in a tank and they're terrible. This came...
I've seen some that have been pretty good.
Well, this came with 2 fused Claptons that are 26 gauge wrapped with 40 gauge. Comes in at 0.2 dead. Unbelievable coils. The tank's incredible. The flavor's amazing. It's got huge airflow holes. I mean, you can literally see through those airflow holes. But the flavor's wonderful off that. In that, I have got Super Goods Blueberry Pomegranate Mojito, which is wonderful.
I bet you're plowing through the juice with that, though, weren't you?
Yeah, Cane's juice.
Yeah, right.
And I needed a sort of everyday non-rebuildable stock coil tank. So I bought a Falcon. They've had a lot of hype, and I thought, you know what, why not? 25 quid from Evolution Vaping.
You can't buy a Falcon. They've been replaced, haven't they?
This is the Falcon King.
No, they've been replaced by Captain America.
What?
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, this is a 0.36 mesh coil in there. And yeah, really nice flavor. Again, Cane's juice, but I just needed something that I could have when I'm driving. I don't have to worry about it leaking or dumping juice everywhere or any of that bollocks.
Did you get a bubble tank with it?
Yeah, the bubble tank came free because inside the bubble tank is the spare coil you're supposed to get with the tank. That's how they do it. So I did that.
So wait a minute. So they used the bubble tank as storage for the second coil?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Do they have a cap on the top and bottom, like a little?
It didn't.
They're missing a trick there. That they should have like little rubber caps on each end, so it looks like a storage pot.
But yeah, really impressed with both of these tanks, and I'm just glad to own a Minikin V2 again because I love my old one, and I thought this time I'll get it in matte purple.
So how did you try and pikey him out of the tank?
I didn't. Well, I did actually try. Actually, no. So I did try and pike him out. I said, right, I'll give you what can I pay what I want for this? And he said, to be honest with you, mate, I can't, because if you don't buy it, I've got a bloke coming along in about 10 minutes with 20 grand in cash, and he's buying everything on the stand. So if I don't sell it to you, it's being sold anyway. I was like, right, fine, 20 quid. And apparently they retail for like 35, 40 quid. So I mean, I would have paid 35 quid for that tank. Talking about paying too much for a tank. Did you see the Kelpie?
Oh,
I saw the Kelpie. Look, I didn't see how much it was.
35 quid.
how much is it retail?
Is it
35 quid.
Do you know? I just realized. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but I am excited because they're supposed to be sending me the Raptor, which is the newer version of the Falcon. So actually, really impressed, and it lives up to its hype to a certain degree. So. Yeah, so those are the things I'm vaping on. I mean, I'll show you the drawer on this quickly. I can't do too much because obviously it's cloudy as shit and my smoke alarms will go off, but I'll give you another little demonstration. Cloudy.
Have you tried the Sherman?
I have tried it, but I could never get my hands on one.
I can lend you one for an indefinite period of time. I don't need it anytime soon.
I would appreciate that. That'd be awesome.
I've got, but it's serial number 4. It's the 4th one ever made.
Incredible.
So do not lose it or break it.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I've also got a Scottua, the tank.
Okay.
I've also got Mr. Tank by 666 Mods. I've got a load of big tanks actually. I'll send you a bunch to try.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Just don't lose them or sell them, or I'll kick you in the balls.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell something I'm borrowing.
Is your missus in the room?
Yes.
Just look her in the eye and say it's time.
She's mid-game at the moment. She might kill me.
All right, tell her after this game.
Okay. I'm scared. I am scared. Oh, God. Right. Okay. Anyway, shall we get some news out of the way, and then we can talk about the meat of the matter?
Yes.
That's fucking Emmerdale again, isn't it?
Yeah. Why are you playing? Singing Emmerdale?
I don't know. I have that in my head. That's the news. That's the intro to the news.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've got that.
Okay. All right.
No, I can't sing it now.
Okay.
No.
So let me share some stuff up, and then we can go from there.
Ba 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 ba. Bum bum bum.
That's what I'm thinking of.
No, it's the BBC one. It's the boop, doop, boop, 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 doop, boop.
Oh yeah. Well, see up here we've got
it's a little bit like the countdown theme tune.
Up here. I'm not joking because we get regional news and weather. People talk about the weatherman like they've known him for years. I was like, Sean, what's the weather like today, mate? And it's like, fucking hell, he's on telly, love. You don't say it when Jeremy Kyle comes on. Oh, what scumbags you got today, mate?
Right. Okay. So first bit of news. Juul are facing class action lawsuit for allegedly marketing vapes to teens. This is genius, right? So the vape manufacturer Juul Labs has long faced accusations of using fruity flavors and eye-catching packaging to market its products to teenagers, even though the company has repeatedly denied these claims. Now a 15-year-old girl from Sarasota, Florida, and her family are filing a class action lawsuit against Juul Labs and the tobacco company Altria Group. Alleging that they purposefully tried to get teenagers hooked on the products using deceptive marketing tactics. According to the lawsuit, which lists the family as plaintiffs, as well as those similarly situated, the family is accusing the manufacturers of racketeering and is seeking damages on behalf of themselves and potentially other anonymous plaintiffs. The suit claims that Juul knew that the Juul e-cigarettes were not safe for non-smokers and posed a risk of aggravating addiction. In the suit, the girl, advertised only as AN, claims that she started using Juul when she was 14 and enjoyed using
her name Anne.
No, AN. When she was 14 and enjoyed using the device because of its fruity mango flavor. At the time, the suit says she was unaware at the time that the device contained nicotine. A year later, she is addicted to the device and suffers seizures, a rare potential side effect of nicotine addiction. Health authorities consider youth e-cigarette use an epidemic. Defendants are to blame. Mimicking big tobacco's past marketing practices, defendants prey on youth to recruit replacement smokers for financial gain. The rest of it is just...
Do people get seizures from smoking cigarettes? Is
I've never heard of that being a thing.
Is that something, you know, a rare condition where, you know, nicotine, and in that case, why was there nobody making a lawsuit against the big tobacco companies?
Oh, it's going off again.
Yeah, he's off.
That's all in my hallway.
What's your hallway?
I'm going to mute you for a second, Chris.
Yeah, cool. She just came in to tell.
Yeah, as mentioned in chat earlier, he does sound like a lorry reversing.
Wait, is it still going off? I can't tell.
It don't matter. Yeah, it is. He's nodding.
I can't unmute him. He'll have to unmute him.
That is true. So, yeah, Chris, when you're ready, just unmute yourself. That's
okay, so Juul's side of the thing, they say Juul Labs is committed to eliminating combustible cigarettes, the #1 cause of preventable death in the world. Our product is intended to be a viable alternative for current adult smokers only. We do not want non-nicotine users, especially youth, to ever try our product. To this end, we have launched an aggressive action plan to combat underage use, as it is antithetical to our mission. To the extent as these cases allege otherwise, they are without merit, and we will defend our mission throughout this process. I think it's someone who's gone, you know what, we can get some money here, and they're going to sue him for millions and millions of pounds. And to be honest with you, Juul will probably settle out of court.
More than likely. It's probably what big tobacco does, to be fair. But
they've got Altria Group behind them. So
the big tobacco stuff is just not newsworthy.
What chance do they think they've got, though? This is the funny thing. Right, anyway, next. So, Canada are bringing in plain packaging regulations, and they're supposed to be the toughest in the world, supposedly. So, as of next February, tobacco products in Canada must be sold in packages that are brown, devoid of all colours and logos, and feature large graphic health warnings, very much like we have in the UK.
Sounds the same.
Yeah, it's basically the same. These rules are part of the federal government's strategy to reduce tobacco use to Canadians to less than 5% of the population by 2035. It doesn't work. In a very significant public health measure, and it's going to make a difference. Have they not seen the UK? Literally no one cares that it's in different packaging.
Oh, well, yeah, there's pros and cons to it.
I mean, it's a good thing to do, but it literally makes no difference, I don't think.
Well, they're just. I mean, we've had plain packaging for a while. So's Australia, I think.
Yep.
Plus a few other countries. So, yeah, we still sell it.
Yeah, exactly. It says, during a consultation process launched last November, the federal government had also explored the ideas of placing warnings on individual cigarettes. Warnings would read, smoking causes cancer, or similar wording. There is recent but limited research showing that health warnings placed directly on a product such as cigarettes could be effective in making the product less appealing.
I know what they could do. They could get the warning label, so when you light it and it heats up as you're inhaling, the warning actually comes up on the side of the cigarette. So it's not there until you light it, and then it goes, you do know this is going to kill you.
Or what they do is they put a very, very small amount of gunpowder just before the cigarette butt. So every time it goes off, it just bangs. Just enough, like one of them little crackers you throw on the ground.
Yeah.
And then it's like Russian roulette as to whether it's going to bang or not, and then people just don't. So yeah, that's the thing. So they're bringing that in, which is, you know, a movement in the right direction. Now this one, I've been talking about this a lot today. I read a very interesting article, and if you have me on Facebook, go to my page and read it, right? So a little bit of precursor is that we have 135 months before the globe enters runaway climate change, and it is essentially the start of the 6th mass extinction event. In fact, 82% of... Pardon?
How long have we got?
135 months, about 11 years.
Oh, okay.
All right. And we have to prevent a 1.5 degree increase. Now, I didn't realize. Do you know how much we take out of the earth in natural resources every day?
A ridiculous amount.
Every year, sorry. Yeah, 60 billion tons.
Sounds about right.
Right? We dump 400 billion tons of waste into the oceans and into the natural environment every year. Crazy. Right. Anyway, so a recording on DW points out that every year 6 trillion cigarette butts are disposed of, and cigarette butts, which are filled with toxic chemicals like arsenic, are contaminating our soil and water. A single cigarette butt can pollute up to 1,000 litres of water. Cigarette butts are essentially non-biodegradable, and therefore, by vaping instead of smoking, one can prevent the circulation of more butts in the environment. However, the amount of bottles and coils you use kind of counteracts that. Oh my God, he's here.
Ah, where's the beard gone?
Yeah,
it fell off.
It fell off.
Fell off.
You sneezed, didn't you? That's what I did. I sneezed and mine.
that happened to me as well.
Yeah.
Right.
And my fucking hat.
Sorry, I came in to stop the talk about tree huggers. I thought I'd sit down and listen for a bit before I came on, and then we started talking about how many millions of tons we take out of the Earth's atmosphere. I thought I'd come in and hug a tree before it got any worse.
Thank you, because I've just come back from trying to sort my fucking smoke alarm. This is why I've not had a smoke alarm since 2015.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've come back and all this hippy dippy stuff. I mean, I'm not being funny, but moaning about a cigarette butt in the fucking ocean, that's coming from someone who's obviously never woken up still pissed from the night before and taken a swig out of the ashtray can.
That's the one. Yeah.
That's when you need to worry about polluting the liquid.
Right. Should I continue with this, or should I just leave this one?
Carry on. Sorry.
Right. So cigarette butts are essentially non-biodegradable. Throughout their lifetime, an average smoker will discard around 430,000 butts. When butts are disposed of, over 600 chemicals are leaked into the environment per butt, because 7,300 disposed per year. That's 4,380,000 chemicals leaked into the environment.
That's per smoker per year, by the way, not.
Yeah, per smoker per year. So what about the e-waste? So on the other hand, while switching from smoking to vaping may have these positive effects on the environment, researchers have also highlighted the negative impact of irresponsible e-cigarette production. Citing a 2017 study, Hendlin had explained that just in 2015, over 58 million vaping products were sold in the US, and about 19 million of these products were designed for single use. The researcher had pointed out that in resulting e-waste is often shipped from Western countries to developing countries, which places the environmental hazard of reprocessing, reclaiming, and incinerating waste on these poorer nations. So it says, let's be conscious consumers. Let's demand sustainable solutions from vaping devices from our manufacturers. And when selecting which products to purchase, let's bear in mind the impact that our choices are having on the environment rather than just the impact on our health.
I'm not being funny, but circa 2015, that was when they started releasing all this stuff in huge fucking boxes. So if third world countries start getting fucking, I don't know, the Vapors Cloud, what was that big tank they did, Mark? I can't remember what it's called. And then you had the Mason dump tank that was 40 mil. All of these come out around that time. I'm not being funny, but if you're in a third world country, if 15,000 of those boxes turned up, you'd be over the moon. You'd fill them full of mud and build a house out of the cunts. You would. They were fucking massive. I was in the cupboard earlier, and literally, the Vapors Cloud. I can't even remember what it's called, but the box is literally this big, that thick, and this big. 15,000 of them will build you a mansion.
I think the waste produced from vaping though is minimal compared to cigarettes. If I'm thinking, I used to get through 20 cig butts in a day.
Yeah.
Compared to.
Yeah, but they didn't damage the environment.
How many coils do I get through in a day?
Yeah, but it's not the day ratio.
Sorry, did you just say oils?
Coils.
Oh, I thought you said oils.
It's not being funny, but that debate's kind of redundant because cigarette butts are non-biodegradable, but they are predominantly made up with paper and cotton.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Coils are made out of fucking metal, which is a bit more of a problem because you can't even recycle or reclaim that metal because of the amount of other shit that's rammed in a coil.
I didn't realize that if a bottle has had nicotine in it, you can't recycle it. It just goes straight into land waste.
They're not going to check. Fuck me. We've recently been told by our recycling squad that they're going to start checking because apparently they found 4 chickens, not live chickens, cooked chickens, They just found 4 sitting on top of someone's recycling bin. They didn't even bother hiding it underneath a box or a dead body or something.
Incredible. So that's the news for this week. Lots of interesting things happening.
We didn't mention the California. Oh, it's only brief, but I wanted to.
Colorado.
Did you mention Canada?
Only brief, but I wanted to mention it. They've had a 62% tax, vapor tax, proposed, and it was defeated. There you go. That's it. That was the news.
Did you mention Canada?
Did I mention Canada? No, I mentioned Colorado.
No. Did you mention Canada's in the news while I was sorting out their fire?
Yes. With their plain packaging?
No.
Oh, no, then no.
So when Max was over here about 3 years ago, he brought over someone who I'm now proud to call a good friend of mine, Alex Boucage, who owns the Churchill, among other things. And he was talking about his experience working in like a vape lab / shop, and they'd introduced a bill, and they introduced and passed a law very, very quickly. And almost overnight, shops were demanded to not allow testers, to have everything hidden away. You know, like cigarette counters these days in the UK. All of their shops were required to be like that. And they said that the market took a huge hit because no one was able to test anything, and there was all these issues, right? Well, on Friday, just gone, there'd been a lawsuit filed 2.5 years ago, and after 2.5 years of a legal battle, it's now been passed that law was illegally passed. It was rushed through, and it was done for the convenience of the government, and it didn't take into consideration all the laws and how a law needs to be, you know, voted on and passed or whatever in Canada. So that's a massive victory for them.
That's huge.
But also, it tied into as just as Big Tobacco started releasing their own products in Canada. So that's a bit convenient. But that wasn't the issue really. But yeah, so they had their law overturned. What the fuck is that noise?
I don't know. I'm joining in the bubble game.
Oh, it's you cock.
What are you doing?
Sounds like
all I can hear is.
Oh, that must be your end, because all I can hear is like
running water.
Darth Vader. Yeah, it sounds like Darth Vader having a wank.
Oh dear. Right. So,
what is it? What are you playing?
I think it's you, Chandler. Honestly.
What?
Wait, come on, stop.
Wait, hang on.
Someone's got to speak, so I can hear the feedback.
Hang on, he mutes himself and it disappears.
It is Chandler. It's got that. Thank fuck for that.
All right, just yeah, there we go. Right, so unless you've been living in a cardboard box or you haven't been on Facebook,
living in the backs.
Living in the backs. And actually, to be fair, I know Diddy and Keith aren't on Facebook. So, well, Chris, do you want to explain?
Oh, I'll go with this one. Yeah. So. I had a whole host of fucking craziness the other day. So a mugshot was posted of this geezer, right? And he looks like he'd punch a child to death for eating his last chip.
He looks like a thumb.
I'll show you him. There we go. There we go. Here he is in all his glory. So James Bear, a friend of mine, Mark's. I don't know if you two know him. Do you two know him?
No.
Ah, well.
Wait, I'm going to present you.
Oh yeah. So James Bear, a friend of mine and Mark's, posted a thing saying, Stephen Allwood. Wait, is my thing backwards for you guys? All the writing?
No, it's fine.
Oh, well, my screen's backwards. So he posted up a thing saying, Stephen Allwood, I need to speak with you. And then the next day, a screenshot come up. Do I have it here? Yeah, I think I've got it here. Oh wait, I can't click that one. I need to click this one. There we go. So here's the post. Let me zoom in. Why is it not zooming in? It's zooming out as I zoom in.
Other way.
It's not. Look, I'll go to 90% or more. Look, 500%, and it just zooms out more.
You need to go less %.
Right, well, that's about as close as we're getting then, lads. Oh, come on, dickhead. Right, so Stephen Woodall just returned the 2 mods he stole yesterday. The Little Tramp. Anyone who supports or sponsors the Little Cretin should reconsider. He goes around from expo stand to expo stand stealing with his name and group written on his clothes. What an absolute moron. Please share around and let everyone know what kind of person they are sponsoring. That's about as big as it's getting, I think. Let me just go refer to my phone and read out what these little speech bubbles say.
It's amazing. It's actually amazing.
It's making me moist thinking about it. I'm leaking like a knackered fridge. Right. So it says. This is a message to that Stephen fella saying, "Hi Stephen, you took 2 mods from our booth. You really shouldn't advertise your Facebook group on your shirt if you're planning to steal. If you come to my booth tomorrow and pay for the 2 kits, I'll remove the post and no more has to be said. If you don't, I will be posting your mugshot on every Facebook group you could imagine." Now, key parts of this sentence here, where if you pay for the kits, all right? If people say, well, they said that they wouldn't post this, and they have. They told him to pay for the kits. And his reply was, "I'll bring back tomorrow." That was simply his reply. They put, "No, you can pay for the 2 kits tomorrow. I don't want them back." And he put, "I've only got 40 left for tomorrow. That's all I've got left." And they said, "Well, bring back the mods and give us the 40 quid for the cheek of it." Because they've lost more than 40 quid in retail value because they can't sell them.
What were the kits he stole?
No idea.
I've muted you, Chandler, because that sound was messing up Chris's audio.
Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure what they were, but knowing Evo, they weren't cheap.
I think it was a couple of drag kits, actually, thinking about it.
Well, that's even worse. So the comments started coming in. I don't know if you're going to be able to read these. Oh, not that one. That one. No, not that one. Oh, fuck. Where are we? Oh, shit. Let me find the one I'm on about. Oh, what's going on here?
Not that you've been screenshotting everything that moved.
Wow. I might just keep his mugshot up and just read them out.
No, just scroll through them if you can.
All right. Oh, wait. That's the one I wanted to show. This one. So people started putting dogs abuse, giving him excuse the pun, dogs abuse. But people started giving him abuse, and everyone was tagging hundreds of people that were sponsors of his group. And I think there was about 25, 30 of them, and they were all withdrawing their sponsorship on this chat. So some bloke was very disgruntled and commented, "Nonce, this guy. Bet he uses them vape pens as dildos for his pet dog. His Staffordshire Bull Terrier got Voopoo drag hanging out of his shitter." He commented further down saying, "He's stolen e-liquid from my shop last week, and the locals said he's into animals." Awesome. But yeah, it was just a bunch of people saying more or less. I think people should remove him from their group, basically. So then I decided I was having a lot of fun watching this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. There we go. Oh, wait. I think
Go back one.
There we go. No, that's not it. Oh, fuck me. These are all jumbled up when I sent them to you. I think that's more or less the one, but you can't really see it. So I changed my profile picture to a picture of this geezer. This is a few hours after the thing, but his profile was still active. So anyone with half a brain could have had to just searched his name and seen that his profile was still there. But I thought it'd be funny to wind James up. He'd know it was me. He knows who I am. He'd know my name on there and laugh about it or whatever. So I commented on someone's post with a picture of him as my profile picture. I didn't change my Facebook name. And I just commented saying, "I never nicked nothing." And I spelt it so bad on purpose for a laugh, right? I can't show you. I'm not showing my screen. But yeah, so basically, I commented that. And then some bird commented saying, she tagged me and said, "Oh my God, you sad little fucker. I'm at home. No, this is jumbled up as well." so someone put, what the fuck? You actually admitted it yourself? And I said, nah. And she put, what the fuck? Are you actually having a conversation with yourself? The direct, they called you out and you admitted it in the chat. And I put, nah, Evolution Blokes was lying. just carried it on. And then someone put, director of Evo lying? Yeah, we've got a fuck ton of respect for Team Evo in the industry. Yeah. And then the bird was like, yeah, you fucking liar. So I commented saying, you nicked it. just plain and simple. You nicked it. And she replied saying, oh my God, you sad fucker. I'm at home, you lying cunt. And then they started tagging James Burr in this. And then people started writing, a name change won't help you. And so then I clocked, oh, they think I'm him and he's just changed his name. And then someone put, admit it, you bell cheese. It's clear as day. You got found out and shit your pants and changed your name. And I was like, what the fuck? I said, chill out, you cunts. I says, I literally just changed my profile picture to him. And then they were like, oh. But this is when I found out what Facebook police are like. So in the process of me winding up these 5 or 6 people, this mugshot was being shared on every Facebook group you could possibly imagine it was shared in. And what I failed to consider was the fact that the second these undercover fucking Bergeracs thought that they had solved some big mystery as to why he wasn't replying, they started screenshotting my profile and posting it in every single group saying, he's made a new profile, guys. So then I was getting messages from people I know saying, oh my God, this geezer's stolen your name. Go back to me and I can just carry on from here. So I was getting messages saying, oh my God, he's stolen your name. He's stolen your name. I was getting messages from people I know who know me like a little bit that were saying that. But then I was getting messages from people that know me a lot, that sort of know me quite well. And they knew that it was me and they knew that I was taking the piss. And I'm not being funny. If you click on the profile, it said Chris JB had changed his profile picture 7 minutes ago or whatever, but no one bothered looking. So I got a message from someone who knows me quite well and says, what the fuck have you done? But for fuck's sake, Chris, your profile's posted on loads of groups. And I put, laugh my ass off. A good way to get out of all these shit groups that people have added me in. I put, what groups? And he starts listing them. And I'm talking 6, 7, 8 groups he sent me, right? And he's like, there's a few more as well. I'll try and find them. And then he starts sending me screenshots of people posting my profile with his profile picture. Saying, he's changed his name. He's changed his name. This is the cunt. This is the cunt. And people were saying, like, what a tosser, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, you dickhead. So I was just in laughing faces. And he put, and again. And people were putting another profile. I was being put on scammers lists. I was being put on fucking...
You're on Vape Watch.
Like, everyone thought it was me. And my mate Stephen said, you'll be getting death threats soon. And around that time, I started getting message requests.
Oh no!
I'm going to go back to screen sharing these. I'm not. People, if they're worried about being named and shamed, fuck them. They shouldn't be inboxing me, calling me names.
Just to interject there for a second, I actually decided to check out this Facebook group, Allwood Vapes UK, right? And there was a post on there from him saying, "In a moment of madness, I wasn't thinking, blah 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 blah," and he got utterly shredded. Now I've just looked for it and the group doesn't exist anymore. It's been closed down and deleted.
I looked for it yesterday and it had changed from a public group to a closed group. So
that's probably why I can't find it, because I didn't join.
It surprised me if rather than closing it's gone secret.
See, the thing that annoyed me the most is that I couldn't comment on half of these because even though I was being tagged in these groups, I wasn't a member. So they were groups with public posts, so I could see them, but I couldn't say anything. I couldn't say, no, I was winding you up, blah blah blah. So it started snowballing. Like, I'm talking like rapid fire snowballing. Oh shit, what's going on there? Don't look at that.
Lindsay was just saying she was in the group and the group's disappeared.
Let's go.
All right, let me get these pictures back up. So yeah, it started snowballing really fucking like extremely quick, and people were like tagging me and doing all sorts of shit. Right, so 2. Why the fuck is it doing that? Oh, just do this. I've got nothing to hide. Right. So people started tagging, saying changing his name and posting a picture of me.
That test vape gave you a really hard time.
Yeah.
You would have thought that if I know he's possibly not the brightest button in the world, but you would have thought if he was changing his profile, he would use a different picture.
I didn't help myself though, because I kept going on to other posts in other groups once it started, then commenting again. I guess,
Chris, you're clearly not as well known as you think you are.
This is something that got into my head. Actually, it really kicked me in the ego, because at one point, everyone in the industry, everyone that was involved in vaping, I'd say, "Oh, I'm Chris JB off Facebook," and they'd be like, "Oh, I know you, bro. I'm so and so."
Maybe they just said it so they didn't sound rude.
No, yeah, maybe. No, but literally, you're talking 2016, 2015, 2016 to early 2017. Every single Facebook group on Facebook, I was in it, and I didn't add myself. A lot of people had, but yeah, it really kicked me in the ego. This did. So even on James Burr's post, so this is James Burr's post, I commented saying, "I never did it," and then someone commented saying, "It's there in black and white," and then someone tagged James Burr saying, "You admitted to Evo that you stole it." So I was like, fucking hell, people are seriously this dumb. So then, oh, that's not a nonce comment. Oh yeah, this is fuck's sake, you're posting loads of groups. And I said, oh, good way to get out of them. Blah, blah, blah. And then here we go, another profile, and it's posting my picture. Now, I'm trying to find a screenshot here. Because
you managed to convince Test Vapes that you weren't.
I don't give a fuck, to be honest. Even after I changed my profile picture back to the anonymous logo, the anonymous mask, someone commented with where is it? Someone posted a picture of my profile as it stands now with the anonymous mask, saying he wants to steal with his t-shirt with his name on it, and now he wants to be anonymous, the wanker. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I put, I never took nothing. And then my mates started commenting, which didn't fucking help, saying, prove it, you thieving bastard. And then other people started commenting, pitch screenshots where I was saying, where that guy was saying, I'll bring it back tomorrow, saying, look, there it is in proof. You daft cunt. You replied back saying, you've only got 40 left. You offered the mods back, you pikey fucking tramp.
Incredible.
Then I started getting inbox messages. So there's one here. You called me a thief, you pikey cunt. Then I got, you dirty thieving scumbag. And then I got, changing your name won't help. So I thought, oh, do you know what? He's posting quite a lot. I'll try and explain to him. So I put, dude, I didn't change my name. I changed my profile picture to that geezer. And he didn't even reply. He just carried on his campaign. So I was getting more and more messages off more and more people, like to the point where I even said, I think I said to you guys, I'm going to close my profile thing and start a new one. It was doing my fucking head in. So in the end, I decided that what I would do was, because normally my posts are private, you can't see them, but I'd post a public message here. Oh fuck. Tagging James Bear in it, but I thought I'd post a public thing here just to clarify. I changed my profile picture to that dude to have a laugh with James Bear. I am not Stephen.
Incredible.
And then people who decided that they were going to be a bunch of arseholes commented, shut up, Stephen, you thieving twat.
Look at James's comment.
Then James Bear commented, do not believe Chris. Stephen, we know it's you. Oh, so I put one way to get out all of those groups, I suppose. And some put obviously, I can't believe how some people think how some of those folk were. And James put, I wonder how long we could keep this going on for. And then people carried on, though. People carried on. This guy, he's a friend of mine that I play Fortnite with. He doesn't even vape. He knows nothing about vaping. And he still commented saying, but Stephen, why are you lying to everyone? Horrible thieving bastard. All these people know me. Stephen, delete this account. You're not helping yourself. So, yeah. Oh, fuck me. So, yeah. I got a bit of karma. And yeah, this is Craig Grant. He's the one who thought the guy had nicked my name. And then people started commenting, Stephen. Then my missus replied, absolute knob. And I put about as accurate as your spelling. Just to clarify, I tried to clarify for you on one of the scamming groups. Mervin, the fucking knob. Nice try, thief. So I suffered. Well, I suffered three or four things that day. I suffered a sore throat, a sore face, sore stomach, and sore guts from laughing my fucking arse off for about 4 hours.
And a battered fucking ego.
And you know what, though? You've probably diverted all of this hate away from the guy who actually deserves it.
Yeah, but people were still commenting saying, oh my God, this guy, I can't believe that he thinks this is funny. Fucking making a bad name for the industry with his fucking... Oh, let me find it. I'm going to find the post. So someone liked my comment in it earlier, so it'll probably be quite
Chandler,
funny.
have you got that image you had earlier?
What's that? Yeah.
The VXN. This is relevant, Chris.
This not
Not that one.
No, not that one. Sorry, I'll find it. Give me a second.
I genuinely debate.
Hello? What happened there?
I don't know. We all got booted out.
All right.
I think Chandler's screen share.
Hello?
Wait a sec. Let me just see if the stream's still live.
Still live. We're still live. It says live in the corner.
Was it just me?
No, it was all of us. We all got
it was all of us.
Right.
Okay.
Let me present you again. Sorry.
That was really bizarre because I was actually talking to myself for a good 30 seconds before I realised that everybody else had gone.
No one is ever going to be more interested in what you've got to say than you.
This is
a wise man told me that very once.
All right. Go on, Chandler.
I found this on Instagram and I thought, I don't remember seeing this at Expo. Did I miss something?
You did. I walked past it about 400 times.
Did you? This was there, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't there the first day, and then that Stephen went on a robbing spree. They decided it needed to be kept safe.
Well, actually, to be fair, they posted this on Instagram, and this is what they said underneath. After hearing the news of certain individuals from certain Facebook groups stealing from the Vapor Expo, the VXN team has decided to ramp up security.
The funny thing is, no one's ever heard of VXN, but they've definitely heard of that Stephen fella, and probably me, unfortunately.
Awesome. I actually thought that was,
Well, Orgy's changed his name to Orgy. I've just noticed that. I love that. But yeah, Orgy's my brother-in-law, and he messaged me saying something along the lines of, "You're having fun trolling everyone." He thought, I think he thought that I'd changed my name as well. Actually, let me find it. He put having fun trolling Facebook.
There you go. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he put having fun trolling Facebook about that cock womble. I put yep. He put all I can see in every group is your name on his account. I'm like, what a fucking idiot. I said the picture's on my account. So yeah, I found that post I was tagged in. So here it is here, and it said so it's the screenshot of this one. And someone posted my profile. It said, I've just had this posted on my group. It seems like he has other accounts. And someone I don't know had obviously picked up on the news because they decided that was news as well as the fact that he changed his profile. Mate, that's a mate of James Bear's having a joke I might add, that has got everyone posting this. And he put, Yeah, just seen it, mate. Not doing his name any favors with his sense of humor. I was like, calm down, you wanker. Look, fucking hell. What the hell is that all about? Where people are getting stressed about my sense of humor? It's me
Look,
that had suffered. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to look more like Steven. That's why I had my hair cut, Keith.
Is it just me? I don't condone this bloke for what he did. But did it just turn into effectively a public stoning?
Yeah, pretty much. It was the online judge, jury, and executioner.
It was the online equivalent of standing him in front of a wall and throwing stones at him.
And do you know the worst thing about it is, like people like Mark will know because we've been in the industry for a long time. Even friends of James Burr weren't that bothered. As bothered as some of these people in unknown Facebook groups in the arse regions of the galaxy of Facebook.
You know how righteous the Facebook vaping industry is.
Oh, do you know what? It was it was fucking.
Isn't it?
It's mad.
It just seemed that some people were going to extremes, regardless of whether it was you or him. Regardless, I mean, why would anybody in their right mind decide that it's a good idea to personal message somebody they've never met and call them a thieving bastard?
Wait, Cass, can you turn to your missus and tell her it's time? She's not in the game.
Melissa, it's time.
It's time.
Yeah.
Tell her Chris said it's time.
Chris said it's time. Oh no. Oh, what's about to happen? Oh. Ow! Why would you do that?
I can't. I love her.
No, that hurt. Go away.
I love her.
It was a joke.
Ow!
Can I just say from all the notifications I've just got on my phone, fuck you all. Oh, she bopped you. I told her to slap you during the live show, not beat the shit out of you.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh,
He's gone to beat her.
Oh no!
She flicked him on the nose. I says, "Oh, give him a little slap when he's live on the show." I didn't realize she was gonna...
You didn't say little slap. What you actually said was,
I can't. Something along the lines of
give him a slap during the show, and I'll give you what was it, £3 on PayPal?
Oh, she sold him out for £3. I can't believe she hit him in the face.
Did you actually hit him in the face?
Yeah, I didn't specify that.
Oh no, we've lost him now. That's it. Game over.
I feel bad. I didn't realize she was going to clobber him.
Oh.
I'm back.
You're back. You're all right, mate.
Can I just clarify that I did not specify for her to smack you in the face?
That's all right. I had to sort my glasses and stuff out. It's fine.
Well, I thought you had to go and punch her head in.
No.
Going back to my question, why is it okay on Facebook to message a complete stranger and tell them they're a thieving twat? Why is that okay, regardless of whether he is or not?
I still feel bad about Cass getting beaten up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
She sold you out for £3.
Oh
dear. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. To be honest, being on the receiving end of those messages really wasn't. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect people to be that bothered.
But it's complete strangers. They don't. There's been a message posted up by James Burr. Fine. You don't particularly know the ins and outs. I mean, did he? I was actually looking at it thinking, did he assume that the guy had given them? You know, had there been a conversation? Was he trying to get free shit? Did he assume? Oh, okay, well I can take these for trial for review purposes, and he got the wrong end of the stick. You know what? We don't.
No,
I
definitely didn't.
Not,
He definitely just nicked him.
Right. Okay. But you know, it just wouldn't even cross my mind to message him and give him a piece of my mind. Why is it my business to do that?
I suppose on the internet everyone's got an opinion, haven't they?
Yeah, but why would I mean? you know, if someone had said you'd thieved something, I would not, you know, even if I didn't know you, I would not message you telling you that you were scum. I mean, it's just not my place.
This is the thing as well. I think your friends, like, so if I'd have heard that you two were on the Robert Expo, well, Cass was with his Asmodeus, and I'd heard that there was rumors going around that you'd been stealing, I would have just said to you, "What the fuck have you, what the fuck have you been up to?" Do you know what I mean? Like, try and find out what the fuck's going on. I wouldn't say, "Right, come on, Mark, this former lynch mob."
Yeah, but that's different. That's different. If you know the person, you kind of go, "What's all this about? What's going on?" If you don't know the person, people on the internet think they've got the right to message them and have a go.
Yeah, well, see, when I was talking to, because I messaged James about it. Well, I didn't message him about it, so to speak. I messaged him and just basically, where is it? Well, I got so many messages that day that I've lost the chat. Let me get it back up.
Yeah, because I mean, people were getting so self-righteous about it that you got a load of shit for it. That, to be honest, you shouldn't have had.
No, he should have had. That was the whole point.
Well,
Chris loved it.
It is a bit self-inflicted.
I mean it is, but I genuinely didn't think it through. And do you know what? What the only thing that bothered me the most is that no one knows who the fuck I am anymore. That really bugged me, because I like to think that I used to have a bit of a name in the industry. But do you know what it is? I went back and looked at some Facebook groups earlier because I was talking to Max and I'd cracked out the Death Wish and old oil and I posted it on his on Death Wish, and I was looking at some of the groups that I've been in, and like from 2015, almost every group I'm in, I joined on the day the group was created. Do you know what I mean? So it just shows how little the people there were in the industry. Like I'm talking, you know, not in the UK Vape Clouds, there was maybe 500 members, and that was the most popular Facebook group regarding vaping.
I think what worried me the most was I suddenly thought it would not take much if you wanted to get someone lambasted out of vaping. It wouldn't take much to put a post. Oh, he's been so and so's caught. You know.
But the funny thing is,
I've just seen Chandler thieving at Expo.
And this is the thing: before there's any information posted, before there's any cold hard facts, it's posted on every Facebook group anyway.
Yeah, and
do you know what I mean? Like, that CCTV footage is real, and what happened was real. But it's not hard to doctor any conversation. No. I mean, I might make a post.
Is this leading anywhere?
No, it's just general.
Have you got somewhere for it to lead?
I thought it was one of your new features.
Oh yeah, actually.
Oh, that was too hard.
I can't do it though. You're gonna have to do it. I'm on my PC, not my Mac. Cass can do it. You're on a Mac, aren't you?
Yeah.
You do it because the Mark's crashes out after about three things running in the background.
Right. Give me a second.
So what I want you to do, if possible, is find a conversation with Chandler and just do what we were on about doing, and just make it look like he's admitting to thieving from your shop, if that's possible.
Mark's just said, I called a woman out the other week who I didn't know. She stole in front of me. She stole in front of a whole lot of people. And I was happy to plaster her face all over the internet.
Oh, absolutely.
And he did.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
Ask Mark. He'll.
For some reason, my Chrome's not doing inspect.
Hang on a minute. Are you planning on plastering my face all over the internet and telling everybody that I've stole shit?
No, we're not going to plaster it all over the internet. We're going to show it on here.
Oh,
and just show how easy it is for you to get banned from every Facebook group.
Yeah, my Chrome's not doing every Facebook
group.
Your Chrome's what?
My Chrome isn't doing the inspect element.
Oh. Mark, can you do it? I take back my insult of your Mac. Please do it. But yeah, I mean, the difference is if you see someone stealing in front of you, you know, you can be like one of those fucking, what is it, the princes of oh, fuck me. I tried making an Aladdin joke then, but I can't remember. Azkaban. You know, Do you know when he's running through the market, like stop thief? Do you know what I mean? I can understand that. If I saw a bloke hitting a woman in front of me, I'd hit him. I don't know him. It's nothing to do with me, but it's just my instinct. You know, it's that
If you see someone running down the street and you think he's nicked it, you tend not to nick something.
No, but even in that situation where it's my morals versus my mentality, if I saw a bloke hitting a woman and I hit him, my stance on the situation would change if I saw a bloke hit a woman and then another bloke hit him. I wouldn't feel the need to then join that bloke in kicking him.
I remember watching someone on telly where they did this. They actually set up two actors, a male and a female actor, in the street where the started off the bloke. They were having a domestic, and the bloke struck the woman.
Yeah,
and people intervened. They then did it again, where the woman started having a go at the bloke. No one bothered.
Yeah, and do you know what the worst thing is as well? They use this in psychology. So when I was at uni, they had a clip of a woman in a room cry, like she's shouting and crying. You can't really make out what she's saying, and there's a bloke that looks really aggressive, sort of looming over her. And then, have you ever seen the film Clue? Starring, who's the guy that played? Is it Tim Cook? Is it Tim Cook that played Rocky? What's his name? Who played Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Mark Curry, apparently, according to Badger.
Isn't it Tim Curry?
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry is Tim Curry. So Clue is basically it's a film that's an episode of Cluedo, like a film of Clue, a game of Cluedo, and like the game of Cluedo on the VHS. We're going back a few years here. As a kid, there was about 5 or 6 endings. So you could watch the film, and then it would say, "But did this happen?" And it would show you a whole new sequence of what actually happened. And it was a bit like that with this scene. So it was like a scene of this woman crying, this bloke screaming at her, and they showed, I think, around 5 or 6 different versions of what was happening in that situation. And I think 4 of them, or 5 out of 6, or 4 out of 5, were ones where the man was trying to console a distraught woman. And only one of the 5 possible endings, or 6 possible endings, was actually him having a go at her. And every single person in this lecture hall said they would intervene on experience. So if you're used to going into vape shops that are full of clouds, and you're down the pub and there's a lot of people using sub-ohm devices, then you're probably going to be more tolerant of people in the street blowing a cloud. Whereas if you come from a small isolated town where the only e-cigarettes you've ever heard of are this big, like me, then you might have an issue. You might think, what the fuck is he doing? And this is where I think public perception is a massive thing. Evo have got a good reputation in the industry, so they're perceived to be... What the fuck? Where's everyone gone?
I'm here. What's going on?
I don't know. Everyone disappeared and left me like a twat.
Oh fuck! You spoilt it there. You spoilt it, Kaz. You and Mark disappeared, and I thought, oh, why not? Let's just wind Chris up and then disappear as well. But sorry.
I think they both disappeared for genuine reasons. You were just being a
I know. I was just being a cog.
But yeah, I mean that's the thing. Public perception is a massive thing, and I think you're a product of the environment in which you're raised. Do you know what I mean? So if you're raised in a where it's socially acceptable to hit women, you're probably not going to have the same reaction as to somewhere where you were raised on the morals that you just don't hit women. That's kind of a very loose argument, really, because I was watching Joe Rogan. Do any of you partake in his podcast?
No.
So he was doing a debate with a transgender activist who was basically saying that he had a debate on various topics to do with transgender and sexuality and gender and stuff like that. But one of the arguments the person had was that a transgender male, so transitioning from female to male, should be allowed to compete in male athletic events. No, wait, the other way around. A male transitioning to female should be able to compete in female athletic events. And Joe Rogan was saying, well, men are physiologically different to women. And if you transition at 35, but you've been a male bodybuilder for 30 years, then you're going to have an extreme advantage, because this comes after someone, a transgender female who used to be male, joined weightlifting for not the Olympics or whatever, but the female weightlifting records, joined and broke something like 9 records in a day. And he was saying that's because the male body is physiologically different.
It's like the argument. Have you seen the argument on the news? I now can't remember a name off the top of my head, but there's a female
Winona Ryder. I don't know.
There's a female runner who's just got a large. She's got a medical condition that means she's got a lot of testosterone.
Yes, I've seen this.
And there's been a lot of hoo-ha about whether or not she should be allowed to compete because she actually got.
They passed judgment. They passed judgment on her, and it stated that she had to take, if she wanted to carry on competing, she had to take hormone reducing drugs. So it would reduce the amount of testosterone her body produced, and that's the only way she could compete. She's now filing a lawsuit against that.
Well,
a lot of for and against, isn't it?
The contributing factor is that a lot of people are saying, well, supposedly her natural bodily hormones give her an advantage, and yet they were not. It wasn't that long ago. They were celebrating the fact that Michael Phelps had a large amount of testosterone, which gave him the edge in swimming.
But there's been medical tests, and there is no conclusive evidence that extra testosterone gives you a boost. There is no conclusive. There's no definite. It definitely does give you an advantage.
Yeah, but why should she be punished for something that she can't help? I mean, that's just her natural. Who she is.
This is the opposing argument.
I mean, I wouldn't become an athletic runner because I'm not built for it. But then I wouldn't complain if someone that I did know that was built for it would become an athletic runner and say that it's unfair that I can't be because they're more suitable for the job.
I think if I was put in if I was doing a marathon with a female marathon runner, I really don't think I would have any advantage being a bloke. I think I would just get whooped.
Back in a minute, the baby's crying.
So most of you, maybe not all of you, I know 2 of us have. We've been to Expo this weekend, and I actually was very, very impressed for a couple of reasons. I mean, the show wasn't as big as it has been, but it was nice to finally see a bit more representation in the hardware department. Yep. Now, even though 70% of that hardware was pods, and I saw some stands with 50 or 60 different pod systems on them, there was a lot more hardware. I mean, we had companies like Asmodus, JustFog, Spire were there. I even saw Kangatech, which was mental. So I think that was probably my favorite thing about it. And actually, it seemed like everyone was in a really good mood. And it wasn't, I mean, it's not great for the companies, but for me, it's lovely that it wasn't that busy.
It was good. I think the issue is if you're a hobbyist, the expo is geared more towards the B2B, and a lot of and shops aren't catering for a hobbyist market, because us hobbyists have a tendency to buy online and in Facebook groups and stuff like that. So hobbyist, if you are an out and out hobbyist, you can go to an expo like this and go, I'm not interested in juice, there's not a hell of a lot of stuff here for me.
I mean, did you notice that there were a couple of massive stands with almost nothing on them, which I can only assume was possibly for the business side of things. They weren't there to show new products. They weren't there to. They were probably there just to meet wholesalers, to meet distributors.
Hang on. Did it have loads of glass cabinets in it?
No.
There was one. There was one. I cracked the joke. Oh, it's nice to see somebody who's completely sold out.
Oh, it was the glass cabinet stand.
He's got loads of glass cabinets with nothing in it.
But that's what he sells.
Yeah, I know. He sells the glass cabinets. Yeah, he was there. There was obviously bottling machines, labeling machines. There was some, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with them being there either, because that's how they get their.
Did you see the Charlie Chalk Dust stand? Well, I call it a stand. It was a banner, and then about 30 feet away from the banner were these two tiny glass cabinets with some juice in. I'm thinking, so either they massively overestimated the size of the stand they needed, or they ran out of money when it came to buying stuff to put on their stand, because there just wasn't anything in it. There was a sofa, a chair, and two small glass cabinets.
I thought Vape looked after Charlie's Chalk Dust's distribution.
I don't know, but whoever was looking after their stand did a piss poor job, because there just wasn't anything there. And I mean, maybe that wasn't their fault. Maybe something went wrong, or who knows. But then you've got companies like Nasty who had like full DJ, light screens, like the whole works. But it was nice to see a lot of the companies that I talk to most weeks represented, and a lot of companies that I didn't think I'd see again represented. One of the biggest stands was this one called Jews? And it was a French company that make closed pod systems and heat not burn products, and this thing was monstrous. It was right near the entrance, Chandler, if you remember.
Which one? I
think it's called Jouz or Jews.
Yeah.
A huge stand with nobody on it. Loads of glass cabinets, really posh looking, but nobody on it. Evolution Vaping was ram-packed from start to end. You could not move in there. Because it was in like a weird square with the cabinets that you could buy stuff on were on the outside, and then the bit that you actually paid for it was on the middle. So that was, you couldn't move there at all. But no, Expo was impressive this year.
But there were pods every. I did upset one bloke on one of the stands because
he dropped a tenner for a 60 quid mod.
No. He came up to me, and you know how they do. Oh, have you tried our pod system? And I just went, yeah, why not? Went in. He gave it to me. I tried it, and I could not. It was the loosest mouth to lung.
Was it Icos?
No, I can't remember the name of it. So either way, I just went to it. I just turned to him and went, "It's not mouth to lung, this, is it?"
Oh, is he gone?
He's gone.
And he just, so who's gone?
Oh no, say that sentence again. It's not mouth to lung, this.
I said it's not mouth to lung, this, and he just looked at me and went, "Yeah, it is." I'm like, "No way!" It was just wait. I was direct lunging it.
I mean, there was a large proportion reaction. There was a large proportion of stands with people behind the stand that had no idea. I went to one stand, I can't quite remember the name of it, but they were selling a mixture of pod devices and rebuildable tanks and things. And I was like, "Oh yeah, can I have a look at that?" Just to sort of pull it apart, whatever. And the guy was like, "Yeah, I use one. I've not been vaping long, but I love this." And I was like, "Right, so can you tell me a bit more about it?" Wait, let me get you to talk to this guy because he knows more about it. And I'm thinking, you're promoting these products, you should know them inside out and back to front. Now, I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of the Kilo stands a couple of years ago. Just had promo girls on it. There was no one from the actual company.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a bit like the promo girl situation where they had a load of girls and didn't bother telling them anything about the product.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I don't mind there being promo girls to attract people into their stand or to hand out samples or whatever. But if it comes down to talking about the product, I want someone who knows the product, who actually vapes, I can't remember which stand it was. I think it was it the Juicier stand, possibly? And I spoke to one bloke there. I don't remember his name, so I'm not going to say it. And he was like, "Yeah, so we did this flavor and we tested this and that and blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "Okay, what's it like?" He goes, "I don't know, I don't vape." It's like, "But you've just told me you designed the product." And he's like, "Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't vape." Oh, okay. Is there someone here who does? So yeah.
There was some interesting stuff there. We've discussed this one on the previously. The Bantam box.
I was there. They didn't have any though, did they?
Yeah, they did. Look, there's 4 of them there.
And they wouldn't sell any when I was there.
Yeah, they were on Saturday. They were 90 quid.
Which is 20 quid more than Pro Vape sell them for.
So Pro Vapes, what, sell them for what? 70?
70 quid.
Is that retail?
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't buy one then. Yeah, he was selling them. They were selling them for 90 quid. It looks all right,
But sold out.
but sold out. Yeah, they sold. If you couldn't get them on Sunday, they'd obviously sold out. So, I mean, that's the button side.
I want
And
one of them.
I know it's quite tempting, isn't it?
How much was it?
90 quid.
They were selling it for 90, but apparently you can get them for 70.
I thought that was the retail price. I mean, unless that's changed.
I don't know.
But for 10 or more, you can get a SXK billet box. So
yeah, so they've got some other stuff on the stand as well. Did you see these?
yes.
So little 350s with the MOSFET chips in. Look cute as. This particular one they were selling at 40 quid, and had they got any, they'd sold out on by the time I got there on Saturday. Had they got one, I would have bought one of those.
They're pretty cool.
So
I mean,
yeah,
to be fair, that whole mod's the same size as one of your drip tips.
yeah, it is. It's awesome.
Hopefully, if the company comes through, we'll have some on the show.
And they've got this one, which was same thing with a little bit thicker, a little bit taller, with a little bit of fancy stab woody resin.
Oh, they're not bugging anyone. That top cap's not straight, and the drip tip's even wonkier.
Drip tip's well wonky, isn't it?
Oh,
But they were selling those at 70, but I preferred the other one.
I quite like those though. To be fair, it's a bit manlier.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them, but I preferred that one. I'd have 40 quid for that. Yeah.
Can I ask what the bare chain's all about?
Oh yeah, there is a. You can't see my mouse.
Guns don't kill people. Whappers do.
Underneath the drop cap, the top cap, the Atty, the ring, and fortunately it is replaceable. But that ring has got a loop on it, so you can attach a lanyard.
To be fair,
so instead of looking like a cunt, you look like a massive cunt.
Yeah.
Nah, to be fair,
You wanted me to buy one of these, Mark, for you.
No, not. Hang on.
It was the other one, the Stab Woody one.
It was the Stab Buddy one, and I didn't realise you got a piece of fucking your price necklace with it.
You see? Can you see that? That you can just see the lanyard loop, but
yeah, see that one looks like a lanyard. The other one looks like a fucking goldy looking chain.
Yeah, that top cap, you can take that off, and there is one in the box that doesn't have that loop on it, so you can replace it, so you don't have to have it on a lanyard. So I don't
quite like it.
I don't get the let's wear our mods around our necks thing that seems to be.
I know. With the Orion, you get a lanyard and a fucking little rubbery thing.
People wear Orion's necks and Me Pods and.
The Orion has got the single worst lanyard out of all of them, though.
Yes, it's so bad.
I mean, the Me Pod was all right because it just went in the corner.
Did you see the Me Pod's chain though?
Yeah.
It was just like that one.
Well, Vupu have got a pod coming out with a chain attached to it. So have Vandy Vape.
Oh, fuck Vupu. I honestly, every time I hear the name, I cringe.
Vupu's one looks like a mini drag.
Vupu.
It's hilarious.
Whilst... Sorry, go on. Carry on. Give me a second.
I'm trying to find a picture of the delivery I got this week. Somewhere.
That's the Bombus, isn't it?
No, that one. That one's the.
Oh, that's the Wasp Nano.
The Wasp Nano RDTA.
Oh, see, I didn't mind the Wasp RDA.
The Wasp was awful.
The
I
only
didn't mind it.
The one thing that put me off getting the Wasp Nano RDTA is the fact that you can't put, because with the Wasp you could put a 510 drip tip in the top.
Yes.
With this one, it doesn't fit, so you can't put a 510 drip tip in the top. You're stuck with that Ultim shitty mouthpiece. And I went, eh. But they've got the Bombus, and that's the one that I went for.
Well, whilst we're talking about shitty lanyards, can I just
Yeah, do you want to unpresent me and see what Mark's doing?
I can't make it any smaller.
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah, talking about shitty lanyards.
Talking of shitty lanyards.
Hang on.
Are you
Are we
wearing
still
it?
on?
Oh,
Oh my!
did you say you had kids? Because otherwise you would die a virgin.
Why? I haven't. Look, seriously, I wore this to work today. I have no reason whatsoever to wear this and have it to hand.
Have any of you ever watched Bottom?
I've
Yeah.
opened 2 bottles of juice with this. That is it.
You know that episode of Bottom where he's pretending to be a war veteran? And it's like, oh, what regiment was you in then? It's like Chandler. People are going to see that and think he's got dog tags and think he's served in Nam.
Well, see, I took mine and wore mine at work today, and I used it about 15 times.
Yeah,
So
well,
it's all-
it kind of makes sense if you're wearing it at work and you work in a vape shop. It makes sense to have it round your neck, hanging from your belt, whatever. I
love Rick. I think, you know, he came to my wedding. He's a top bloke. I think it's brilliant for what it is, but people that wear it are just fucking weird.
You know that post.
Unless you work in a vape shop.
You know that post that you put up, Mark. I posted that, and the first comment on there was James Blythe
Calling you a virgin.
No. He tagged John Martin in it, and his comment was, "I told you so."
Do you know why?
No, not really.
Because I heard from a horse's mouth somewhere that they were going to be taken straight out of the stock he gets. he was taking the lanyards off the stock, or so I heard.
It was taking the lanyards off the chain. It was taking the chains off.
Why? So people didn't wear them.
I don't know. Just what I was told.
John, keep the chains. Keep the chains. They're cool. So, I didn't show you the one thing.
That's brilliant.
Umie have a mod, and the mod has got a dial that you turn the dial to go up and down on your wattage. Which
Knob off.
is actually cool, but you can
cover off.
You can basically lock the knob
You can
so
knob
that
your dog off.
if you twiddle it, it doesn't change your voltage. But in the menu system, it says knob off, and that is just like classic. I'm actually regretting not having bought that mod. It was only 24 quid, dual battery, 200 watt mod.
I think knob off is like the it's a posh version of saying, "Oh, I'm going for a wank." I'm off to knob off, mother. I will see you tomorrow.
Can you just imagine it as an insult? Okay, all right, you knob off.
That's why we use it around here. We knob off, sir.
Yeah, knob off.
Common insult. Knob off.
A milder version of fuck off.
Knob off.
Knob off.
So
yeah, there you go. Right? I just thought that was amusing. So there you go.
At least they spelt it right, unlike my missus.
Oh, we really ought to have a button where we can stop ourselves presenting. I keep clicking on the green banner at the top to say you are presenting to everyone, and it doesn't work. So anyway,
have you forgiven me yet, Cass?
No.
I still feel really bad.
What gets me is how she just threw herself into it when it wasn't just a slight. It was a proper.
I wasn't casting her for Fight Club, but she took the role very seriously.
Melissa, you're a star.
Don't give her congratulations on being vicious and mean to Kat. I expected
you did instigate it. This is
I expected an innocent
You would have thought that you would have learnt from previous mistakes, and you need to think
I
things
know. I
through
need to stop
before
speaking.
you actually. Yeah.
I need to stop talking. I thought it would be an innocent, like, not fucking left hook that would make Mike Tyson proud.
Is it me, or is Chandler constantly presenting? Do I need to refresh?
Yeah, actually, when you and Cass speak, you weren't popping up on mine. I had to keep clicking on and off you for a minute.
All right,
If it's any consolation, Mark, I can just see you.
I'm going to refresh.
You're going to refresh. All right. Then. If
So-
everyone's refreshing.
No, well, Mark's refreshing, not everyone.
Mine's all right.
So, did we do that thing or not?
No, it didn't work because my for some reason my Chrome's not inspecting.
Right, we're gonna post a post about Chandler being a thief. later.
No, why am I getting? Do I not get any say in this whatsoever?
No.
You're gonna screw it. I have seen the evidence.
I've had
of
enough. I've had enough abuse this week. All
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
why take it?
all I'm gonna put is that you stole from. We'll make it as modus because no one cares about them. Evo, big presence in the industry, which I've been told.
Oh, come on! If I'm gonna nick something, you're gonna make it good.
All right, think of what was the cheapest product you saw on sale, Cass?
Oh, it's got to be the Umia stuff.
No,
Straight up.
the pay what you like, pay what you like as modus. But what they started doing towards the end is they had a load of products lined up, and they said, right, what you got to do is you got to enter this, you sign up to it, and then you pull a number out of a bag, and that number is what you pay for it, anywhere between £3 and 35 quid. But then what you pull out, you're committed to. And I was like, nah, I'm not committed to that. What if it's 35 quid? What if it's nothing? So I just didn't do it. But yeah, you could have got I think it was a Minikin Boost for free or 35 quid.
So wait a minute, they didn't just give you that offer of pay what you want. They kept giving it to everyone.
I don't know about the pay what you want, but this was a separate thing they were doing later in the day.
All right. So you don't know if there's anyone other than you and Diddy got that deal?
No idea.
That'd been interesting. Did you tell them that you were a reviewer and shit?
No, not to as modus.
Did you benefit from using that line anywhere else in the show?
Pretty much everywhere. I mean, I spent about half an hour in the media center talking to various people.
All right.
Hmm.
Did you leave with a big haul of loot?
Not massive, no. Not massive, mostly pod salts. I didn't have a single short fill. Anyway, look, I've got to go, but I will see you guys all very soon and next week.
He's got to put an ice pack on his left eye. So
Chandler, read the chat.
me read the chat.
Read the group chat. Both of you read the group chat. I will.
I've got the button. I've got the button.
Okay, cool. I will see you guys later.
Take care.
Have a good one, guys.
Don't repeat it.
What am I reading?
And I wasn't even supposed to be here, and I've ended up taking over.
That's all right.
So, what do we have left?
I don't know. Have we got any other news?
I'll be honest, I've not even checked the show notes.
I'm trying to work out if I've got any pictures that I haven't shown. Probably not.
Have you got
Oh,
your...
there's a new jewel apparently.
I did see that.
Yeah, Rick Grove with the new jewel.
The overjewel.
Yeah, the overjewel. And for some reason I can't remember what this was for, but there was a phone box. Yeah,
I can see our belly button.
I saw a phone box, and I have no idea what it was for. So it obviously did its job in the advertising stakes because I can't remember diddly squat. I remember seeing it. I just can't remember the stall or anything like that. So
You've got no idea what they were selling.
no,
Distracted by the phone box.
I was completely distracted by the phone box. Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. That was pretty much it. That's it.
Oh dear, we didn't miss much then.
You did. It was all right. It was an expo. The one thing I missed was the Modders Market, the Modders Gallery. Pretty much would have just topped it with a bit of stuff for the hobbyists, but it was mostly the mainstream. I did miss out on an SX Mini. They were selling SX Minis in Evolution.
Which SX Mini?
Sorry?
Which one?
They were selling they'd got the single battery ones. They had got the dual battery ones, but they'd sold out.
The G Class, the dual.
It was the G Class was the dual. It was the
SL Class is the
single battery round with a strip on the side. 70 quid for the standard one, and 100 quid they were selling it for the one with stabwood on the side. So I was tempted, but
I wasn't a massive fan of the SL. Had too many back.
Did you? Ooh.
Normally with the SX stuff, the quality's there. They feel solid. But to me, the SL I didn't get that quality from it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. They look lovely. They really do, but I didn't. Yeah. It was one of those. It was just kind of the name, wasn't it? SX. It's the SX movie.
You see, for me, it was always the SX chip. It wasn't necessarily about the case as such, but they were always, Yeehee always made, no, not always Yeehee, but they always made a quality kit, in my opinion, until the SL class. And that's, I think, when it started going downhill. And the same with the Mi class. Whilst I love it as a device, it just doesn't feel the same as the original. Awesome.
I think, what caught me with the G class is the fact that it says SX Mini up the back, and when you press the fire button, it glows.
Oh.
And
that's just about as good as putting an LED in the RD8.
Yeah, almost. But yeah, the G class looks quality. But Simon Watson's just said he had a G class that apparently shat its electronics after a couple of months.
Oh,
there you go.
And see, I didn't mind. Did I own a G class? I'm sure I did. Not for very long, for whatever reason. But I liked it because you could get a good 30mm RDA on top.
Oh, it's got got room for big mods on the big atomizers on the top, hasn't it?
And it's. I wasn't a big fan of the navigation. Don't get me wrong; it was all right. It was just a bit clunky and confusing.
I wasn't sure about the middle button rather than at the side.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of good devices made by other companies that had the SX chip in them, but it just wasn't easy. When the DNA came out, it just broke down barriers, didn't it? The customization options.
I don't know. That's still right. The SX.
Oh, the chip is still brilliant, but it's not used as much as the DNA.
No. But then people are starting to have problems with DNAs.
It's because it's got the Bluetooth option as well, haven't you? You can connect it to your phone and faff around with it straight from your phone rather than having to go through the menu system.
Yeah.
And they've got the Android versions running as well. So yeah, it looked interesting, but they're expensive for a mod. For a regulated dual or single battery mod, they're expensive.
But they look so pretty.
Yeah, because I mean the G class is it a couple of years old now? Was it?
No, a year or so, I think.
But yeah, so I suppose it's nice to see that they're not throwing out loads of new. Here's the latest one. Here's the latest one. Here's the latest one. They're just focusing on the ones that they've got. and going for software updates and firmware updates rather, and that sort of thing, and focusing on that. So, yeah.
What the hell is
Excuse
that?
you, Mark. Did you have a curry for tea?
I've not eaten yet.
Right, okay. So,
No. Well, this is going to be my last show for a while.
where you going?
I'm going away.
Oh man.
Like Craig David.
Yeah. Going
Ah.
away. With the time difference, I don't think I'll be able to make the shows. I'll do my
You're
best.
not really going to want to make the shows, are you, when you're on
No.
holiday?
No.
Yeah, give it a break, mate. I mean, geez, don't even think about it. Have some time off.
Yeah, if I can make it and the time falls right, then maybe. If not, I will be back in a month.
Yay!
Hey, how long are you going for?
Nothing. I was just trying to slide an extra couple of weeks out of it.
Oh, I was going to say. Okay.
So, I mean, isn't Stuttgart at the end of the month? Are you going there?
No, we've got too much on, unfortunately.
Oh, right. Okay.
Next year.
I couldn't afford a bus to the town centre, let alone a fucking
I
flight
know.
to Germany at the minute.
I know. Yeah, I know that feeling.
A girl I work with got 4 numbers on the lottery yesterday.
17 quid.
140 quid.
Nice.
Yeah, I was well impressed, but she actually was really disappointed because she had herself psyched up for thousands.
Oh God.
She was like, I've won the lottery, I've won thousands of quid. And then she got 140 and she was disappointed. I'm like, yeah, but you got to think about it. People spend their whole lives playing the lottery and win 10 quid in 20 years. You've put the lottery on once in a blue moon and you've won 140 quid with a lucky dip. That's fucking sweet.
Oh, are we calling this a day then? Because we're at 5 to 10.
Yeah, I'm knackered. I think Mark was knackered before the show even
I
started.
was dead before I even arrived.
Yeah, is that tired that his beard shriveled up and just fell off?
Just shriveled up and in it goes.
Yeah, mine was a mistake, but I've ended up a lot bolder than I planned on being.
What kind of upside down face?
I'd done my head, and then I went to do my beard with like a 5, and I was like, oh, you can't really see a difference. So I went to do a 4, and I was like, oh, it looks a bit dodgy there. Went to do a 3. I didn't start the 3, but I noticed a long bit on my head, so I took the clipper off and did my head, and then went to carry on doing the beard, forgetting I hadn't put the fucking clipper back on. I went, zzz. So I'm stuck now.
It'll grow.
Mine was a 3.
I'm impressed with my not lack of double chin, but a lot smaller double chin.
I didn't realise how much of a chin I hadn't got. So when you're covered in a bushy beard, and then you take it away, all of a sudden you've got like this tiny chin when you've been used to like a really long one.
Yeah. Like
double.
You keep going like that, don't you?
See, this is the closest you've looked to your catfishing profile picture for the last 3-4 years, Mark. So I was doing this actually earlier. I was walking down the road and I was on my phone, and the group chat was up, and I had screenshotted something to show someone else, and then it looked like the group chat had commented this comment that I was showing someone, and then I laughed and I looked, and yours was the bigger picture of the 3, and I thought, that doesn't even look like Mark.
Oh, I thought there was more coming after that.
No.
I thought he'd frozen. I actually went, we're dead.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not me anymore. I had to take control, didn't I? Right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Sorry about the Ask a Question this week. I thought you were going. Oh yeah. Cheers for that, mate. I did spot that. Being tagged in your bastard, and it still appears in my timeline.
What's that appearing in your timeline? You haven't seen any vicious ant mods or batteries or anything?
I bet you. I've literally got 10% left on my phone. If I was to scroll, let's just go down a little bit. Bearing in mind, when did you post it, Chandler?
God, nearly a fortnight ago now.
You know what? It's not actually appearing. Christ, that's scary. What on earth is that?
Oh, do you know?
Something up EastEnders.
Oh, it does. It looks like Billy Mitchell. He
Oh,
Jimmy looks like how I imagine. You know the actor that played Ben in EastEnders, the one that killed that bird with an ashtray.
yeah.
That if they brought him back as an adult, that's how I imagined it'd look. It'd look.
No, I've got to be honest. It's not appearing, and I is happy about that. No thanks to Badger. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, folks. We will see you. Well, these ugly bastards will see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll be more with it, I suppose.
Maybe.
See you later.
Ha-ha!
We'll